do you think went wrong offensively in the second half, where you guys were able to do it quite as efficiently as the first half?
Oh, I don't know if anything per se went wrong. We dropped balls, I would say that, because we did drop more balls than we should have. You know, a part of it's good play on Utah's part. I mean, they're a very good team, and they're supposed to be the best in the country at stopping people, and I don't think they're far off of that if they're not. And so, you know, tough to move the ball against them, but then of course we became tough to move the ball against, and so it was a battle. The biggest thing was I thought we could have played tougher receiver. I thought we could have caught the ball better overall.
How do you coach that throughout the week? Is it just giving the receivers more balls to catch, or is it just assuming that?
Nah, you just got to hold their focus and improve, and part of it is get older. We want the quickest ways we can improve as a team is get older, but we want to accelerate that as much as we can.
Have you ever been a part of a win where you had 0 rushing yards? I mean, as much success you guys had passing yards, but what do you make of that?
I don't know, maybe, you know, when I remember when we used to play Kansas State, we weren't going to recklessly run the ball because they were, you know, they'd load the box up, they're great at it, so they'd outnumber it. They're really good at stopping it, and I remember that one time we had twice as many rushing yards against them as several teams in the league did, which we had 35 and beat them. So we were very pleased with that. You know, we have, because it was a pretty balanced offensive effort. All kinds of positions touched the ball, and we had a lot of touches by a wide variety of positions, and who contributed to the offensive effort. So that's what we're looking for. We want contributions from all of our positions, and I don't care about that. They're, you know, passing yards have a funny way of spending just as well as rushing yards do.
So do you kind of look at balance more so as who's touching the ball versus how they're touching it?
I want all the positions to touch it. There's nothing balanced about 50% run, 50% pass, because that's 50% stupid. Now, what is balanced is when you have 5 skill positions, if all 5 of them are contributing to the offensive effort in a somewhat equal fashion, then that's balanced. But this notion that if you hand it to one guy 50% of the time, and then you throw it to a combination of 2 guys, the other 50%, that you're really balanced, and you proudly pat yourself on the back and tell yourself that. And people have been doing that for decades. Well, then you're delusional. So, yeah, that's how I look at it.
Where do you think that notion came from?
I just think stuff over time. Just, you know, somebody does it, and somebody gets success. And I think it becomes kind of self-perpetuating, I think, you know, as they have success. Well, you know, we're balanced, 50% run, 50% pass, you know. And no, there's nothing clever about that. The clever thing is, you know, the Wishbone, who I think is a great offense, which I think is a great offense, there's nothing 50% run about the Wishbone, you know. They're like 95% run, but everybody touched the ball. That's why it's one of the greatest offenses devised.
You ever consider running Wishbone instead of
I'd actually, a little bit. You'd have to revamp a lot of stuff, but I do like the fact that, I mean, philosophically, it's very similar to ours. Attack sideline to sideline. We're regarded as being better downfield than they are, but they're better than they get credit for, because as the quarterback keeps it, the back trails, some of those pitches will take place downfield, so they are better at stretching downfield than they get credit for. And then everybody does touch the ball. That's an outstanding offense. And if you think about it, nobody's ever really stopped it. They get tired of it, they get bored with it, but nobody's really stopped it. So
you can't relate directly to what Jonathan Smith is going through at Oregon State, but what do you think a first-year coach going through kind of a rebuild like that has to endure the first season? What do you kind of remember about your first year and some of the obstacles?
Yeah, he thinks it's tough there. He should have tried at Washington State the first year. Yeah, you just try to keep getting better, which they are. And they're getting better at every phase when I watch them play. You know, they're getting efficient on offense. They weren't quite the whole Washington State was, because they've been a pretty good team within recent years. So we were in a little bigger hole when we started out here, but yeah, they're getting better in all phases of the game, you know, that they do. And the thing is, and every team searches for and battles for this, but you search for and try to create an identity for your team and something that they, you know, like plays and key things that bring everybody together. And so I think that they're starting to develop that. They're getting tougher and tougher.
If you were to measure that or realize that you're getting better, if the wins still aren't coming, do you look at different points of a game and kind of tell the team that they're getting better and give confidence to them in that way?
Well, you just got to keep improving. You try to gauge it by improvement. You don't gauge it by, everybody doing their best is their best. That's what you're searching for. You got to be the best you can be. You play the very best you can, and you lose. There's not much you can say.
Do you see similarities in what Coach Smith is doing at Oregon State from things that they did at Washington?
Yeah, some, yeah, they shift around a little bit and try to get overlaps, try to get extra people. Yeah, they are like that. Well, of course, he was the front and center on it, so.
You think your experiences playing against Washington will help you out at all against this Oregon State team, or is it just too different?
Well, they're a little different. He's a little more wide open. He's a little more wide open than they were there at Washington. So yeah, I guess the better question would be, because he'd had success before too, and so did Coach Peterson, and he's an offensive guy, and I don't know where that all melded. Then the other thing, sometimes your players affect what you select. So yeah.
The last time you guys went down to Oregon State, you guys were down by 10 at the half, came back to win. Is that a game that can be difficult to go to, especially when Oregon State is kind of on the lower end of the Pac-12 and can players kind of fall into a role?
I don't know. You just try to play well. We've got to get better this week. We've got a long ways to go, and we've got to get a lot better this week. And don't have a ton of time to do it, but we hung in there and played well and beat them last time. Some of it, sometimes you just have to punch through it,
Mike, did the film show anything interesting on the improvement of the defense over the course of that game?
Yeah, I thought we got better the second half. I thought the biggest thing, I thought we were more precise the second half. I thought that we pressured more the second half. We did a better job containing the quarterback. And then, I thought we kept rising as the game went on. I thought, our last couple drives on defense were the best ones of the game defensively. They're a key time. And so we have been playing pretty hard in fourth quarters, and we seem to be in pretty good shape. So, yeah.
What about the blocked field goal? Anything the film?
Well, we struck it low. We've got to stop getting field goals blocked, but we struck it low. That was the biggest problem there. The one before, we got beat at the interior position. This one we struck low. It was kind of a long field goal, so sometimes, they'll hit it lower, but that's too bad.
Let's go to questions on the phone line for Coach Leach.
Hey, Coach, go ahead. I was just wondering, coming back, from being down several times in that game, did you learn anything about your team last week?
Well, we've been competitive throughout camp and in the off season, and so I did feel like we were competitive. And then, I think it's important to have the composure to stay in there so you don't panic or don't over try or something like that. And I think we did that, and I was proud to see that.
Thanks.
Mike, this is Vince. I'm going to change gears here.